Om Swastiastu. Okay, on this occasion, we're gonna present our discussion about counting short. Before that, we're gonna introduce ourselves. First is me, Putu Krisna Pramana Yuda. My last name is 026, and my friend.
Hello everyone, my name is Owen Kunang Ketika and my four last digit is 1025. Next is my friend.
And my name is Kadek Wisnu Dharma Putra, and my four last digit number is 1057.
Okay, and me, my name is Imade Gilang Aridana Rajasa, and my last name is 115.
Okay, that is our introducing. So the first is I want to explain about what is counting short. Simply, counting short is algorithm that work by counting the number of time its value appears in the input, and then using the information to build the sorted array. Okay. And then, what is counting sort use? Counting sort is powerful sorting algorithm that especially useful in a specific case. In this slide, I collect three main use of counting sort. The first is counting small integers quickly. Counting sort is very efficient for sorting small integer within a limited range, such as 0 to 1000. Unlike comparison-based algorithm like bubble sort or quick sort, counting sort work faster is in this situation because it counts the number of time its value appears rather than comparing element directly. The second is used in radix sort. Counting sort is often used as subroutine in the radix sort algorithm. In this case, it helps sort number digit by digit, for example, sorting by units, tens, or hundred. This makes the overall sorting process much faster, especially for large dataset of number. And last is counting frequencies of item. Beyond sorting, counting sort is great for analyzing data. It can count how many times its item appears in datasets, which is useful for creating histogram, analysis score, or any situation where frequency matter. So it's not just about sorting, it's also a tool for data analysis. Okay, next. Advantage and disadvantage. Counting sort is also have advantage and disadvantage. The advantage first is fast for small range. Counting sort perform very well when the range input value is small. In such case, it can be faster than traditional comparison-based algorithm like quicksort or merge sort. And second is simple to implement. The logic behind counting sort is easy to understand and code, making it a good choice for beginners who are learning sorting algorithm. And then stable sort. This algorithm perceives the relative order of elements with equal values, which is especially important in situations where data stability matter. And disadvantage is not for decimal. This counting sort only work with not non-negative integer. It doesn't support floating point numbers or negative values. And then inefficient for large range. If the input range is very large, counting sort become memory intensive. It has to create array big enough to cover the entire range of possible values, which wastes space if the actual number is of element is small. And then not in place. The algorithm require extra memory for counting and storing the output. This means it doesn't sort the data in place, unlike some other algorithm like uncertain sort or quick sort. Okay, next. Okay, when is counting sort used? The best use is when the range of value is small. Counting sort is very efficient when you are sorting integer in the limited range. For example, sorting number 0 for 0 to 100. And then when sorting large data set with limited unique values. It's great for handling large amount of data when the number unique of value is low. For example, thousands of student test score where possible score in range from 1 to 100. And then when stability is important. Counting sort is stable algorithm. It keeps the original order of element, and this is useful in multi-case sorting when the relative order matters. And when not best use, the not bad use and not best use is when the range is very large. If you are sorting values like 1 to 1 million, counting sort become inefficient because it was too much memory for unused values. And then when sorting floating point number of strings, counting sort only work natively on non-negative integers. To sort other data types, you need to convert or modify them, which make the algorithm less efficient and more complex. And then when memory is limited, since counting sort require extra array to store count and output, it's not suitable for system without memory constraint. Okay, next. Okay, this is a real world example of counting sort. In this case, sorting student exam scores. Okay, imagine at school has 100 1,000 student 100 student who took math test. The score range is 0.0 to 100. And then instead of using slow comparison based algorithm, the school system can use counting sort to count how many students and counting sort is perfect here. It fast and use simple logic. And that okay, this is a comparison counting sort with other sort. We have entities here. There are criteria, counting sort, quick sort, merge sort, and radix sort. The first entities as type of algorithm. In counting sort, non-comparison comparison based. So use counting mechanism instead of comparing element. In quick sort, sort by recursively partitioning and comparing element. And then in merge sorts, recursively splits and merge sort subarray. And in radix sort, non-comparison based, sort data based on individual digit on character. The second entity is time and complexity. Time complexity for the best. Counting sort have auxiliary O n plus k. That means linear time when the range of input k is small compared to the number of element n. And quick sort have auxiliary O n log n. It means highly efficient average performance in most practical case. In merge sorts have auxiliary O n log n. It means consistently fast regardless of input elements. And radix sort O n key. That means efficient when the number of digit key is more relative to n. And then the third entity is time complexity for the worst. Counting sort is same like time complexity for best. That auxiliary is O n plus k. That means worst case remain if linear if range k is not excessively Raj. And then in the quick sort is n is that the actuality is O n point n. That means poor pivot choice lead to degraded performance in worst case scenarios. And in the merge sorts, the auxiliary is O n log n. That means guarantee same performance even the worst case. And the radix sort is O n point key. That means still linear but depends heavily on digit count and radix base. And then as you can see, more comparison counting sort with the other sort. We're gonna skip to the main advantage and disadvantage because this is very important. For the counting sort is the main advantage is extremely fast for sorting a small range and very simple to implement. And quick sort generally fast and efficient. And then widely used for general purpose sorting tasks. For merge sorts, the advent is predictable and stable, suitable for application needing consistent behavior. And in the radix sort, ideal for massive dataset of digit-based entries, faster than comparison-based sort in set case. And main disadvantage for counting sort, not memory efficient for like range, and cannot handle decimal or negative number directly. For quick sort, not stable by default can perform poorly if pivot selection is bad. For merge sorts, consume more memory due to creation of temporary arrays during merging. And then for the radix sort, require careful implementation of digit handling and use additional memory. So there is comparison. Okay, next. Next is pseudocode. It will be explained to my friend.
Now I will explain about the pseudocode. So the first step of the counting sort is to find the length of the array. How can we find the length of the array? So we can create the new variable. In this case, we create the n variable with a value of 0. So we use while loop with the condition if the input data index n is exists. So if the condition is true, the variable n will be added with 1. So next. The second step is the find the max value. So how can we create this? We create the max variable with the value of input data in index 0. And we create the new variable of e for the iteration with the value of 1. So we use while loop with the condition if variable e is lower than length array. And if input data index e is more than maxval, the maxval variable is the value is will be changed to input data index e, and the variable e will be added with 1. Next. The third step is we need to create the empty count array. In this case, we use the count variable with the empty array value. So we create the e variable that has a 0 value. The e variable is used for iteration. So we use while loop with the condition if I or e is lower or same as max value. So if the condition is true, the we will add 0 value to count array. So the zero value is same as max value, and the e variable will be added with 1. Next. After we create the count array, we also need to create the empty output array. The step is same as the count array. That is, we need to create the new variable. In this case, we create the output variable with empty array value, and we create iteration variable. In this case, we create I variable with value 0, and we use while loop when the condition if e or I is lower than length array or length input array. And if the condition is true, we will add 0 to the output array, and the iteration variable or I variable will be added with 1. Next. The next step is we need to find frequency of each value input array. So if the condition is true, we create the value variable, new value variable that is store input data index I value. So after that, we create count index value and edit it with 1 in the count array with index value, and the a or e variable is added with 1. Next. After we find the frequency of each value, we need to sum the next frequency with previous value. So here we create I variable with the value 1, and we use while loop where the condition is I is lower or same as max value. So after the condition is true, the count array with index A value will be changed to count array index 1 plus count array index 1 minus 1. And after that, the A variable will be added with 1. Next. In the counting sort, we can create the ascending or descending sorted order. So in the ascending, we can create the I as the iteration. A variable is as the iteration. In this case, we use n minus 1 or length array minus 1. And we use while loop when the condition is variable a or e is more than or same as 0. After the condition is true, we create a variable with name value and store the input data array in index I, and we create count array with index value with value of count array index value -1, and we create new variable with name position with the value of count index value, and we place the value with output array with index of position with the value that have been stored, and we minus the I variable, and the descending order is same as the ascending order. So you need to create the iteration. In this case is use n-1 and use while loop when the condition is I more than or same as 0. And you need to create the value variable with the input data array index A, and you initialize the count index value is with value of count index value -1, and you need to create the position new variable with name position with the value n-1 and minus count index value. So place the element with the position that we got. So we create the output with the index output array with index position and place the value with value variable that has been stored, and iteration the I variable with -1. Next, the simulation will be explained by my friend.
Okay, everyone, here I will be explaining about the simulation. So in this simulation, we have an input array that consists of 10 elements. That elements are 4, 2, 2, 8, 3, 3, 1, 5, 6, 9, 8, 7, and the last one is 7 also. So here our objective are to sorting the numbers from smallest to largest using the counting sort. So here we'll be using the logics in ascending order. Okay, so this is the array input. Step 1 is to find the highest number or the max value from the input array. So here we know that 9 is the largest number from all of the number. Then the program will create an array count from 0 until 9 that is consists with 10 elements in total. So we all must be remember that in array, the counting is starting from 0, not from 1. So here we'll be counting how many the numbers show in this input. So the first one is 4. So 4 already shown one time. So here in the array count in 4 will be plus by 1. Then will be moved to 2. So here in array count also will be plus by 1. Until next 2 will be plus by 1 again. Then 8, then 3, 3 again, then 1, then 5, then 6, then 9, then 8 again, then 7, and the last one is 7. So here, the program already count how many numbers that show in the array input. Then, the next step is to sum the next value with the previous value. What it means is, in the array count, we have value for its number, right? So here we have 0 with that never shown, then 1 with 1 times, 2 times, 3 2 times, 4 1 times, 5 1 times, 6 1 times, 7 2 times, 8 2 times, and the last one is 9 with 1 times. So here we'll be adding all of this value. So here the value of 0 show up will be plus by the value of 1 showing up. So here, because 0 plus 1 is 1, then the result will be 1. Then next, we'll be adding the value of 1 showing and the 2 showing. Then 1 plus 2 will be 3. Then we'll be keep this process until the end. 5 plus 1, 6, 6 plus 1 again, 7. 7 plus 1 will be 8. 8 plus 2 will be 10. And 10 plus 2 will be 12. Then 12 plus 1 will be 13. So this is the result of the program counting all of the value. Then the next step is to find the output with subtract counting value. What it means is we'll be finding the order of the input in ascending order using the count value. So the program also will be creating a 10 input that will be filled by this array input, but in ascending order right now. So we have 1 until 13. The first in this step, instead of reading from left to right, we'll be reading it from right until left. So here, the first one in the right side is 7. Then the first value of the 7 in the count array is 10, right? Then if the program is reading 7 in the right, then this array count will be subtracted by 1. Then based on this value in the count, this 7 will be put in the 10th position. So it's like this. Then the program will continue it until it's at the end. So here we can see that 7 also showing up after 7 again. So because the previous one, the value of 7 in count is 9, then the program will put the 7 again in position 9. Then the next in line is 8. Here we can see that 8 have the value of 12 previously. Then after the program read this is 8, then in the array count, the value of 8 will be subtracted by 1. So here 8 will be put into the 12th position. Then the 9, previously we know that 9 have the value of 13. So here 9 will be the highest value in the array output. Then we have 6 with the previous value that is 8 subtracted by 1. Then it will have the value of 7, and then 6 will be put in position 8 in the output. So after 6 we have 5. Here we see that 5 have the value 7 here. So the next step is 7 will be subtracted by 1, and then 5 will be put in the 7th position. There. Okay, after 5 we have 1. So here we see that 1 only have the value of 1. So here this will be subtracted and it will be 0. Then this 1 will be put here. Okay. Then after 1 we have 3. 3 have the value of 5. So this value in count will be subtracted by 1. Then this 3 will be put in position 5 in the output. Then the next one is also 3 again. So the next one is 3 have value 4 in the count array. So this 3 will be put in 4th position in the output. Then after 3 we have 8. Here we see that in the count value, 8 has the value of 11. We still see that 11 is still empty. Then the program will put 8 in this 11 position. Then after 8 we have 2. In the count array we see that 2 has the value of 3. And we also see in the output the 3 is still empty. Then this 2 will be put in the 3 position. Then next is also 2. After we subtract it by 1, 2 still have the value of 2 in the count array. Then this 2 will be put in to second position here. Then the last one is 4. So we see that 4 has the value of 6 here in the count array. And we also see that in the output array position, 6 is still empty. Then the program will put 4 in the empty 6 position. Done. So this is how the simulation works in the counting sort. As we can see, the result is already perfect. So the array input already sorted based on the ascending position from 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Oh, sorry, this is a mistake in the PPT. So this should be 8. Then this will be 8. Then there will be, the last one is, with the max value is 9. Then how it works in descending order. So this in descending order will be explained by my friend.
Okay, now I will explain how the counting sort logic simulation when we are wanna create a descending order. So the descending order is sort number from largest number to the smaller and using this counting sort. So in this case, we have an input array. So the input is 2, 3, 3, 4, and 1. And next, so the first step, maybe have a similar step by the sending order. So the first step, we have to find the highest number from the input array. So in this case, 4 is the max value or 5 a max number in the input array. After that, we create an array count with the max value plus 1. So there will be a 5 element and the index will be from 0 until 4. Okay, next. So this is the account array. Next. Okay, in step 2, we fill the count array based on the number of occurrence of each number in the input. So in input array, we put a number 2 in the index number 2, and the value of index number 2 will be plus by 1. And we do the same things with the other number. So like this. Okay, next. 3, next, 4, and 1. Okay, after that, we sum the next value with the previous value. So in this page, the value of the index number 0 will be summed with the value of index number 1. So the 0 will be plus by 1 and will make a number 1. And number 1 will be plus by 1 because there will be some next value with the previous value. So the value of index number 1 will be the previous value and the index number 2, and the value of index number 2 will be the next value. So there will be plus 1 plus 1 is 2, and we do the same things until the end. So next, 4 and 4 plus 1 is 5. Okay, next. Step 4. So the difference with the ascending and descending, in step 4, we must make a temporary variable, and we put the temporary variable with the right number in input array. So in this case, we put number 1 in temporary variable, and the temporary variable and the value of temporary variable is used to search the index in a count array. So in this case, temporary variable have a value of 1. So in count array, we will minus the value of index number 1 with -1. Next. So like this. And after that, we'll create a logic. So the first, we have to line of array will be minus by 1. So we know that in input array, they have a 5 len, n will be minus by 1, there will be 4. After that, we have a count array value. So the count array value of number 1 is 0. And how to make a position is minus the len of array, -1, with a count array value of the temp. So there will be 4 minus 0. And 4 minus 0 is 4. So the position of number 1 will be put in the index number 4 in output. We do the same things with the other number. So like this number 4. So we put number 4 in temporary variable. And in the temporary variable, we'll search in the count array index number 4 and minus the value of index number 4. After that, len of array -1 will be minus by the count array value. So the 4 minus by 4 is 0. So the position number 4 will be in the index number 0 in output. And for number 3, so number 3 will be put in the temporary variable. And the temporary variable will search in count array index number 3, and the value will be minus by 1. And after that, len array -1 will be minus by the value of count array temporary, or value of count array index number 3. So there will be a 4 minus 3, there will be 1. So the 3 will be put in the output of index number 1. And next is number 3. Same like before. First, we put number 3 in a temporary variable, and the temporary variable will search in a count array the value of index number 3 and -1 the value. After that, len array -1 will be minus by the value of count array index number 3. So there will be a 4 minus 2, and there will be 2. And the number 3 will be in the index number 2 in output. Next. And the last is number 2. So number 2 will be put in the temporary variable, and in the temporary variable, we'll search in the count array index number 2 and minus the value. After that, in len array -1 will be minus by count array value index number 2. So the value is 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3. And then the number 2 will be in the index number 3 in output. Next. Okay, next. This is the output. So this is the output we get. So the output will be 4, 3, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next. And maybe I call back the moderator.
Okay, thank you. That's all our presentation. Forgive us of any mistake or bad words. And final word is Om Santi 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 Om.